Hello, my fourth grade friends. I hope you guys are having a good week back in school. We will continue on with Inside Out and Back Again. Right before, or actually last week, not before spring break. Last week we read about our friend's first day of school, which did not go so well. She was picked on by her friends. Her friends were chasing her, poking at her. Some boys were following her home and not being so nice to her. And her brother, who was in high school, did not have a good day either. So it's kind of a sad first day. Not what she was hoping for. So we will now move on to from now on, we'll read one month at a time, or 1 month, because this book is kind of divided into months of the year. So we will do September this week, okay? And then we'll do October next week, and we'll actually finish the book probably in 4 more weeks. So here we have September. Chin nod. Next morning, halfway down the block, away from Mother's eyes, I hear the clink clang of Brother Koi's bicycle. He stops and pats the upper bar of the triangle frame. I sit side saddle, holding on to the handlebar. The edges of our hands touch. So she's riding on the top of on the bicycle handle. Looks like they're going to school. Her brother is taking a bike, going to school, and she's sitting on a bar handle, getting her to school. As we glide sideways, I ask, "Every day?" I feel his chin nod into the top of my head. "After school too?" Another chin nod. We glide, and I feel as if I am floating. September 3rd. Feel numb. Miss Scott points to me, then to the letters of the English alphabet. I say A, B, C, and so on. She tells the class to clap. I frown. Miss Scott points to the numbers along the wall. I count up to 20. The class claps on its own. I'm furious, unable to explain. I already learned fractions and how to purify river water. This is what dumb feels like. I hate it. September 10th. Wishes. I wish Brother Koi wouldn't keep me inside how he endures the hours in school. That Mother wouldn't hide her bleeding fingers. That Brother Kwang's wouldn't be so angry after work. I wish our cowboy would be persuaded to buy a horse. That I could be invisible until I can talk back. That English could be learned without so many rules. I wish Father would appear in my class, speaking beautiful English as he does French and Chinese, and hold out his hand for mine. Mostly, I wish I were still smart. So she's feeling, I kind of understand what she's feeling, because I remember when I first came here, like I said, I was in third grade, in the middle of third grade when I moved here, and I knew already then how to do multiplication. I knew how to do, think about it. You're in third grade, so what do you know in third grade? You knew how to multiply, you knew fractions, you know how to add. But your teacher kind of treats you, because you don't understand English, they kind of treat you like you don't know. And I remember they would give me simple worksheets, and I would be done in like no time, like doing addition. Then they'll be like, oh, okay. Then they kept going. I remember them giving me harder and harder worksheets throughout the time, because I was done in a few minutes during math, because I couldn't understand what they were doing. And I remember my teacher was doing multiplication on the board, and I raised my hand because I knew what she was doing, and I went up there and I wrote down the answer, and she was like, "What? How does she know this?" I'm like, "I already knew this," but I couldn't tell her that. And so this is how our character is feeling. She's like, "I know all those things." But no one's asking her, because no one knows how to talk to her, because they do not speak Vietnamese, her language. Next chapter, hiding. Brother Vu now makes everyone call him Vu Lee, a name I must say without giggling to get defense lessons. I need the lessons. I'm hiding in class by staring at my shoes. I'm hiding during lunch in the bathroom, eating hard rolls saved from dinner. I'm hiding during outside time in the same bathroom. I'm hiding after school until Brother Qua rides up to our secret corner. With Vu Lee, I squat in, weight on the legs, back straight, arms on my sides, fingers relaxed, eyes everywhere at once. I'm practicing to be seen. So she's hopping on her bike, and everyone sees her going on a bike. That is September 13th. Neighbors. Eggs explode like smears of snot on our front door. Just dumb kids, says our cowboy. Bathroom papers hang like ghosts from our willows. More dumb kids, says our cowboy. A brick shatters the front window, landing on our dinner table along with a note. Brother Kwong refuses to translate. Mother shakes her head when Vu Lee pops his muscle. Our cowboy calls the police, who tell us to stay inside. Hogwash, our cowboy says, then spits a brown blob of tobacco. I repeat, hogwash, puckering for the end of shh. Mother decides we must meet our neighbors. Our cowboy leads, giving us each a cowboy hat to be tilted while saying, good morning. Only I wear the hats in the house. So it sounds like the kids in the neighborhood are not being very nice to them. They're throwing eggs at their windows or at their house. They're putting toilet paper all over their house, telling them probably kind of like, remember last year when you read Witch Tree, kind of telling them to go away when someone had carved the word leave on the tree. So kind of like that, okay? They don't like them. They want them to go away. To our right, a bald man closes his door. Next to him, a woman with a yellow hair slams hers. Next to her, shouts reach us behind a door unopened. Redness crawls across my brother's face, and Mother pats their backs. Our cowboy leads us to the house to our left. An older woman throws up her arms and hugs us. We're so startled, we stand like trees. She points to her chest. Miss Washington. She hugs our cowboy and kisses him. I thought only husbands and wives do that when alone. We find Miss Washington is a widow and retired teacher. She has no children, but has a dog named Lassie and a garden that takes up her backyard. She volunteers to tutor us all. My time with her will be right after school. I'm afraid to tell her how much help I really need. September 14th. So their meeting their neighbors did not go so well. Everyone was not so welcoming. They are closing their doors on them, except for their next door neighbor, Miss Washington. New word of the day. Miss Washington has her own rules. She makes me memorize one new word a day and practice it 10 times in a conversation. For every new word that sticks to my brain, she gives me fruit in bite sizes, drowning in sweet white fluff. Cookies with drops of chocolate small as raisin. Flat, round, pan-fried cakes floating in syrup. Pancakes. My vocabulary grows. She's like, whoa, all this sweet stuff. I'm going to learn all these words because every time I use them right, I get something sweet. She makes me learn rules I've never noticed, like a, n, and the, which act like little megaphones to tell the word whose English is still secondhand. The house is red, but we live in a house. A, n, and the do not exist in Vietnamese, and we understand each other just fine. I pout, but Miss Washington says, every language has annoyances and illogical rules, as well as sensible beauty. She has an answer for everything, just like Mother. September 16th. More is not better. I now understand. When they make fun of my name, yelling, ha, 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 down the hall, when they ask if I eat dog meat, barking and chewing and falling down laughing, when they wonder if I live in a jungle with tigers growling and stalking on all fours, I understand because Brother Kwong nodded to my head on the bike ride home when I asked if kids said the same things at his school. I understand and wish I could go back to not understanding. Our cowboy says our neighbor would be more like neighbors if we were doing something at the Del Rey Southern Baptist Church. I had seen the church name on a sign where blaring yellow sun rays spell God. Our cowboy and his wife wait for us in the very front row. He's smiling and she is not. A plump man runs into the stage shouting. Everyone accepts us, greet him. Ha, la, do. Ha-la-lu-da. Do you think you know what that is? Ha-la-do-da. I think she's trying to say hallelujah. The more he shouts, the more everyone sings ha-la-lu-da. Later, a woman smelling of honeysuckle signals for us to follow. Mother and I are told to change into our shapeless white gowns. We line up in a hallway, too bright and too bare, where my brothers await us frowning, all wearing the same shapeless white gowns. I giggle. Mother pinches me to step forward first. The plump man waits for her in a tiny pool. One hand holds her nose, another hand on her back, pushing her under. I start to jump into the pool, but Mother is standing again, coughing, her hair matted to her face, eyes narrowing at me. She's like, "What's going on? Do you know what's going on? Do you know what they're doing to the family?" Think about it. They're with the priest, and they're by the water, and they're dunking the mother's head into the water. What do you think they're doing? They're baptizing the family, right? Each of my brothers gets dipped. My turn comes, no matter how I laser eye Mother to stop it, and yet it's not over. We must get dressed and line up on stage next to the plump man, our cowboy, and his smiling wife, her lips curled up even more as people line up to kiss our cheeks. Deep from wet hair drip down my back. Bumps enlarge on my chilled skin as I realize we'll be coming back every Sunday. September 21st. Can't help. Mother taps her nails on the dining table and signal for solitude to chant. I shuffle off to our room, but am still with her through my years. She chants, "Na ma a di fat." Not, well, I don't know how to say that actually. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's in Vietnamese. Such quiet tones after a day and shouts of ha la do das. Clank, 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 a spoon chimes against a glass table. Nothing like the clear stream bell echoes from a brass gong. Instead of jasmine incense, Mother burns dried orange peels, ashy bitter citrus invades our room. Nothing like this floral waves that once calmed us. I try, but I can't fall asleep. Needing an amethyst ring twirls in her lavender scent. I'm not as good as Mother at making do. Finally, she comes in and turns from me, her signal for more time alone. I lie frozen, sniffing for traces of lavender. Too faint, yet I dare not to roll closer. She sighs, extends into a sniffle. Where are you? Should we keep hoping? She thinks I am asleep. More sniffles, so gentle that I would miss them by inhaling too deeply. Come home. Come home and see how our children have grown. Who do you think she's talking to? Do you know? She's kind of talking while she's in our friend's room. She's wishing for someone to come home. The father, right? Because the father, they don't know where the dad is. He's in the army. They don't know if he's alive or if he's hiding somewhere. They have no idea where he is. So she's saying to him, praying that he comes home. All my life, I've wondered what it's like to know someone forever. Then poof, he's gone. Another sigh. It's more difficult here than I imagined. I thought so. Despite her own rule, Mother can't help yearning for Father any more than I can help tasting ripe papayas in my sleep. September 21st. Late. Spelling rules. Sometimes the spelling changes when adding an S. Knife becomes knife, like a knife spells K-N-I-F-E, becomes K-N-I-V-E-S. Sometimes a C is used instead of a K, even if it makes more sense for a cat to be spelled like cat, C-A-T, to be spelled K-A-T, cat. Sometimes a Y is used instead of an E, even if it makes more sense for moldy, M-O-L-D-Y, to be spelled M-O-L-D-E. Whoever invented English should have learned to spell. September 30th. Okay, we will stop there. That is the last day of September. We will do October next week, and then we will do November and December together because they are very, very short. And then, so that's 1, 2, and then the third week we will do the end of the story. It's actually very short. We maybe only have 3 more weeks of the story, and then we'll have to pick up another one maybe and see where what other story we can do in a short time. Okay, my friends, I hope you guys have a good week, and I will see you next week. Bye.